Adam, what is the crack? Welcome to our first ever podcast, but most importantly, welcome as head coach to Elevate Coaching. So, the last couple of days, there was a lot of prep, organization. We're here to launch you as coach to the team, but also I want to really talk about like honesty, truth in the gay community, like what gay men struggle with, etc., etc. But we're here to talk about you as a coach. So let's start about your journey from day dot to getting to this point. Talk to me a little bit more.
Yeah. So with me and my journey, I've always sort of struggled with my weight. It's always been very much up and down. I think very similar to a lot of people. And it eventually got to the point where it started spiraling a little bit more and more out of control. And then I got also where I just wasn't happy and my health was suffering as a consequence of that. So I had like high blood pressure. I had really bad anxiety. I was on medication. And then I got to the point where I was like, I need to do something. I need to make a change. Otherwise, I'm not going to be around for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years because my health was suffering. And then as well, I had a really big incident happen in my life. I had one of my best friends, Lauren, who passed away in a car accident in 2024. And she was very much into her like health and fitness. And with that as well, I wanted to kind of continue on what she was doing and enjoying herself and being into health, being into fitness. And I was like, right, I need to do so. I need to sort myself out. So I found you on Instagram. We exchanged messages back and forth. We got on a call and we just kind of went from there and jumped into it, got going, into the gym, into fitness, into dieting, and I fell in love with it. And I got addicted to it. And it was something that I really enjoyed. And I really found myself again by doing that. And then I was loving it that much. I got to the point where I was like, I want to help other people as well. I want to be able to do this for other people that are in similar situations to me. So we had some conversations and I reached out and thought, what about if I do this? What about if I become a coach? What about if I can help transform people? So we had those conversations about how to navigate that journey. And I got in there. I did what I needed to do. I put the work in and you kind of took me under your wing. I got clients from that. I got amazing transformations. I've been able to retain clients, get new clients. And that's kind of led us to where we are now.
So if we backtrack right on your journey for a second, like, do you think the journey was difficult, but sitting here now, do you think it was rewarding based upon like the good days, the bad days, the shit days? Because like when it comes to gay lads, like there's stress, there's anxiety, there's the gym, we hate the gym, we love the gym, there's comparison, there's all this pressure of looks. But like when you look back and you're like, fuck all that, who gives a shit? And you show up, like the rewards are massive.
Yeah.
Like, do you believe showing up through the thick and thin is something you should do, or should you just kind of just stay comfortable?
You've got to do it. Nothing worth it is ever easy.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to fight through the bad days, you're never going to be able to live the good days. And I think we have that mentality of, oh, it's too much hard work. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, but think about hard work, right? For a second. Do we give up our job when we have deadlines, pressure, time constraints, our managers on our back? Yes or no?
No. It's got to be done because you do your job because you need to get paid, you need to pay your bills,
100%.
You need to have your life. But at what expense are you being able to fully enjoy your life if you've not got your health at the end of the day? And that was something that was really big for me.
So you're doing something in a couple of weeks. You're doing a skydive, right?
Yes.
Do you think you'd be doing the skydive in, say, 2 weeks' time if it was Adam from a year and a half ago?
No. One, because there's a weight restriction on skydiving. Yeah. So I wouldn't even have been in the weight sort of category to even do it. And it's something that's been on my bucket list for so long to do. And the fact that I've been able to take control of of what I'm doing to myself, it's allowing me now so many more opportunities. It's opened so many more doors, and it's given me a new lease on life that I can actually get out there, be more confident, and actually go and do the things that I want to do and not have to think, oh, I can't do that because I might not fit, or I can't do that, I might be too heavy, I can't wear that, I might not look good. And now I just think, fuck this. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'll do me. If you don't like it, that's your problem.
And do you think now, like in the gay community, that's not only gays, right, but say everybody, that they're so concerned about what everyone else does, they won't even try things for themselves?
No. People are obsessed with comparing themselves, and they think, because especially on social media, you see such a short snippet of people's lives, and you're only posting the good things. You're not posting the days where you're sweating your balls off in the gym and you really don't want to be there. You're getting your steps done at 11 o'clock at night. You're having the smallest meal, or you're trying to cram meals in just to try and fit your macros. And people will compare thinking, oh, I can't look like that, I can't do that. You think, oh, my build's too big, my frame's too big, or I'm too small, I'm never going to be able to get there. But you've not even given yourself the chance to get there. So you need to kind of dive in head first and just see what you can do. People limit their own beliefs because they've decided already that they're not going to be able to do it.
And when you say like limiting beliefs, do you think like that's like a mental thing, like not having support, not having a backbone or a system? Or do you think people are just so like fucked with world's pressure and stress that you just can't see the wood from the trees?
I think there's a kind of mix of both in that. I think a lot of people rely on sort of friends and family for
motivation.
A lot of, and motivation. And as we know, motivation is fleeting. Motivation comes and goes. You have to build the discipline to be able to do it. Like you say, you're not motivated to go to your job every day, but do you do it? Yeah. And people will have friends and family that will either sort of stick by them and encourage them to do this, or you'll have friends and family that say, oh, just have that packet of crisps, have that chocolate bar. Oh, don't bother going to the gym, stay in and do that. And you need to be able to sort of mix it in. You need to be able to do everything you want to do and still enjoy yourself. And then from that pressure and from that advice that you're getting from other people, you take that on board and you think, oh, I won't bother because they're saying, oh, I can just stay off. So I'm just going to stay off. And then that one day turns into 2 days. That 2 days turns into a week. Then all of a sudden, you're a month behind of where you wanted to be.
And do you now looking back on your journey too, that like your friend group has changed? Like who you surround yourself with has changed? Like, do you think that's different now that you've kind of, I suppose, progressed more in your physique or maybe your strength?
For me personally, I've got a very supportive friendship group that will always allow me to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and will sort of help facilitate kind of my new lifestyle. And so I've never had that issue where I've had groups of friends that are sort of saying, oh, you're boring now, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not going out, you're not eating, you're not coming for that drink. And I think I'm very lucky in that respect that I've got a great group around me. So my friendship group hasn't changed, but how I act when we do go out and having fun, they see that change. They see that I've got so much more confidence and I'm enjoying myself even more, and just living my life as best as I possibly can. And that's something that with my sort of friends and family, I'm very, very fortunate for, because I know not everybody has that same kind of circle.
I think a lot of people lack like, one, the education. They just don't know. They don't know how to start. So then they're like, let's try a GLP. Let's try Ozempic. Let's try all these things that's going to get us there in like 6 weeks, right? Because they just don't know. The reason I'm talking about this is because when you don't know something, how are you supposed to succeed? Like you're just not going to. The two things I think people fail with when they start in the gym, a fitness journey, or anything in life, whether it's a mortgage application or whatever it may be, you get some kind of training, you get some kind of support. So two things I think that people miss is education and accountability. And when you go for, and I'll say it, Weight Watchers, keto, GLPs, what does it teach you about training? Reps, sets, progressive overload, a good night's sleep? Nothing. So then you get the result over like 6 weeks and you're like, yeah, I look brilliant. Then you look at yourself in the mirror and it's like, I actually don't look built. Why don't you look built? Because you haven't fucking lifted the weight. Like, you haven't gone through different phases of a diet that's actually going to build your body. So if you don't have some kind of education or accountability, like, you look flat, you look depleted, you look stringy, and it's not a good look. So 2 things I think that people miss is accountability and knowledge. Since you started on your journey, say with me as a coach, as a client into coach, how much has your education like evolved?
It's been a complete 180 essentially, because I was that person where I'd think the more cardio you did, the better you're going to achieve your weight loss goals, and the less food you eat, the better you're going to achieve your weight loss goals. Because for me, it was all about, I want to be a certain weight. I want to get to a certain size to be able to fit into certain clothes. But what I've kind of learned over this whole process is that everything comes hand in hand, and it's not about drastically reducing everything in terms of food and drink and then ramping up the cardio to be able to get to those places. There's so many different elements and everything fluctuates. Like, fluctuation is normal. And I think a lot of people, they'll start a weight loss journey. They'll find that their weight is not going the way that they want it to. So they'll just give up rather than trying to actually analyze the problem. And then when you're sort of saying around like the weight loss drugs and Ozempic, I think a lot of people nowadays are really relying on those in terms of kind of, this is what's going to get me to where I need to be, because I don't then have to put the work in. And because you see it now, especially in sort of celebrity culture, where people have gone on these weight loss drugs, they've been very much a part of this body positivity movement. They've now all lost weight, and that body positivity movement has now kind of subsided, and they're now ignoring that sort of subject. Because I think for me, those kind of drugs are a catalyst to kind of, for someone that is really stuck and really can't shift anything, then that gets you to a certain point. But it doesn't teach you about training. It doesn't teach you about proper diet. It doesn't teach you about discipline. So as soon as you're coming off that medication, you're potentially going back to square one. And I think that that's something that a lot of people don't think about when they enter into that space. And then the education side as well for me is that everybody responds differently. And some people don't always do well with lower calories. Some people need to do more weight-based training, and how you can help facilitate each individual person, because everyone has their own life, everyone has their own lifestyle. Because you've got some people who work away, people who are on planes, people who are on cruise ships, and that they don't always have access to everything you'd want them to have access to. So it's about learning to facilitate that. And that's something that I've learned, especially as coming on as a coach, about how to deal with different people's kind of means and what they have around them. And it's not just, you can't have like a ChatGPT cookie set, like this is what you have to do, this is what's going to work, because everything needs to be bespoke, which is why we put so much time and effort into all these clients to be able to get them from the person they are now to where they want to be in that 6, 12, 18 months, 2 years time. And I think that's something that for me, coming into this, has really opened my eyes about how differently we need to treat everybody.
So you mentioned about time, planes or boats or traveling or different bits and pieces. Do you think when people say I have no time, that's a fucking excuse? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
Because if it matters to you, you will make the time. Because you'll make the time to sit there in front of the TV and watch your favourite film or watch your favourite TV show. You'll sit there and cook the food or wait 50 minutes for that takeaway to arrive. You'll make time to go out with your friends, and you'll make time to go for that drink. But then, because I have some friends who are like this, they'll openly admit that they're lazy, or they're saying, I don't have time to do that. I'm like, you've got more time than me and I fit it in. There's always going to be someone that is busier than you. There's always going to be someone that has more on than you, but they're making it work. Because if you wanted to do it and you cared about doing it, you'll find a way to do it. So it just goes to show that those people are saying they don't have enough time, they're not in the right mindset, they don't have the discipline, and they don't have the kind of engagement to go and do it. And that's where something like this with accountability comes in, because if someone wasn't there pushing them, because I'm very much that person of, if I wasn't reporting to you and you weren't holding me accountable, I probably wouldn't be where I am now, because I would have thought, oh, screw it, I don't have time, I'm busy. Yeah, whatever. And that's something that we're kind of really big on with our clients, around making sure that you're checking in, making sure that you're doing what needs to be done. And we will be there for you when that motivation starts to slip, and show you around the different ways of discipline and actual momentum to get you to where you want to be.
And say still on the time, from where you were, say way back then to now, how long did that take? How many months are we in now?
So February 2025 to now. So we're probably looking at around, what's that? Is that
I can't do quick maths.
16
I can't
months?
do quick maths. So it's a lot of time.
Yeah. About a year and a half nearly.
Do you think you needed that time to get you to this point today, and why?
100%. I did need that time.
Yeah.
And it's just how you respond as well, because some people respond very fast. Like I dropped a lot of weight very quickly early on, but now my journey's different. My journey's not essentially just about dropping all of the weight through. It's now about building and developing the body. And I needed that time, because if I was trying to rush through everything, I would go into panic mode, and you'd then stress about not being able to do it. And I think with that, everyone has their own phases, their own timeline, their own roadmap, because everyone's life is different. So some people may be able to achieve like what I achieved in a shorter amount of time, or some people it might take twice as long. But that's not to say that at any point someone's better than you, or you've failed. And I think for me, time is relative in terms of where it gets you to. As long as you are trying, as long as you are engaged in the process and you are giving it 110%, then that's all that we can ask for.
So what do you think then, like, is the biggest thing that may hold like gay men back from starting a fitness journey? Or maybe gay men who are kind of relating to you now based on what you talk about, and they're like, fuck, I'm kind of like Adam. What do you think is the biggest barrier for them?
I think they think that they're already self-sabotaging themselves. Yeah. They've already decided that I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, back in the day, that, my frame would never suit that. I'd never be smaller than I am. I'd look unhealthy. I wouldn't get to where I am now. So I'd think, why bother? Because people have this vision in their head, and people have so much comparison to what they see online. They see a lot of men online, especially a lot of gay men online, where it's very kind of physique obsessed. And with that, you then end up thinking, I'll never look like that, so why bother?
But you're putting that image of what you see in your head. It's like, I must look like that. Fuck what you see on some gay newspaper or some porn website you're watching. Just do your own thing. Like,
yeah, because I think as well, for a lot of gay men, it's the action of walking into a gym.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negative connotations around the gym, especially when people think that it's a lot of sort of alpha male energy kind of in there. Everyone's going to be watching you. Everyone's going to be judging you. And I can tell you now, I go into the gym, no one could care less what I'm doing. I could walk around, cartwheel around. No one gives a shit.
I think what people don't realize about the gym is, once their perception is wrong, because you think the gym is all physique. If you walked into any gym and had a conversation with maybe 10 people, there's people there depressed after breaking up with their partner, possibly had suicidal thoughts. People go to the gym like for so many different reasons, but there's a perception of, it's a big bodybuilder place. Look, depending on what gym you go to, of course, you're going to get elements of that in different places. And on, like, say, taking photos in the gym. This is something we should talk about, because I think it's very interesting. Yeah. Do I look in the mirror at myself in the gym? Yeah, I fucking do. I was fucking fat bastard. And looking in that mirror in the gym, I wouldn't have done that a couple of years ago. And yeah, I take photos in the gym. Yes, I set my tripod up. Why? Because I'm sending training videos to my coach. And that's the reason. And you see people then, do you see him in the gym with the tripod? Do you see him taking photos? Yeah, I am. And what does that got to do with you? Or how does that impact your life? It doesn't make a difference. Everyone's in the gym for different reasons, just like I mentioned. Like, you take photos in the gym. Like you're happy with your physique now. Why? Because you're proud of it.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's not about what other people are thinking,
Yeah.
because they might not necessarily know how far I've come.
Exactly. That's a good point.
And for me, I'm proud now of what I'm seeing in the mirror, what I'm seeing back. Like, I would have never have thought, like, if you took me back to a year and a half ago, I would never thought I'd be in the position that I am in now. So yes, I want to document it. I want to put it online. I want to show my friends. I want to show my family, because what I've achieved to me is phenomenal. It's something that I thought I was never going to be able to do. And I thought I was just going to ride this wave. My weight's going to keep going up and down.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on medication. I'm going to keep having high blood pressure. I'm going to end up having a heart attack. And that's where I was getting. So the fact now that I don't take any medication, I have no anxiety medication anymore, I have no blood pressure medication anymore. And for me, like, that's things that they can't see. They don't know that I've achieved that.
What drugs did you use to come off all that stuff?
What drugs?
Yeah.
What was they on?
Yeah.
So I was on, for anxiety, I was on sertraline.
Yeah.
The good old sertraline.
No, sorry. What drugs did you use to come off all that stuff? That's
in terms of supplements and training, the gym.
There you go. So you naturally, sorry, I was trying to plug that out of you, you know? So you naturally came off, say, medication for anxiety, stress, different bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Just by steps, training, fuel, food, going to the gym and being more active.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not a win?
Well, exactly. And the fact that that's something that no one can see.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you need to stop caring about what other people may be thinking,
Yeah.
because they're all on their own journey. They may have also come off that medication. They also may have been struggling with different things mentally, things at home, things at work, things with their partners. You don't know what each person is going through. And I can tell you now, if you're thinking someone's judging you, the only person in that gym judging someone is you. And that's why you've got to go in and just do your own thing. Get in, set your tripod up. Who cares? And this is why a lot of gay men do struggle, because they think that something's going to happen to them in the gym. When I've gone in, some of the biggest guys in there are the nicest and friendliest people that you could ever speak to.
Totally agree.
And they're not scary at all.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you've built it up in your head for some reason, from what you've seen either on social media or in TV or films, that you've decided that these people are unapproachable or their physiques are unattainable. Like, as well, you've got to think that these people might have been in there for years. They've been working on themselves for years. Your journey started now. So think of yourself in 4, 5, 6, 7 years' time. You might be that person that someone would look up to. And someone might come to you saying, how have you built your back like that? How have you built your arms like that? How do your legs look so good? So stay in your own lane. Don't worry about anyone else's lane. And just do what you need to do. Get in there, get it done, get out.
Do you think we get, not so much me anymore, or you, I don't think. Do you think gays get really caught up in like going out culture, staying out late all the time, drinking all the time, and like maybe not focusing that energy or time into actually getting better or progressing further in life? Do you think that holds people back?
I think it does, because especially when you're sort of younger, I think now that, like, say, me and you were in our 30s, but I think, sorry.
I'm 25.
Okay. And I think when you're sort of in your late teens and sort of like in early 20s, you do get caught up in that culture. I don't think it's as the same now as it was back sort of in our day. But you do see it that people want to be out there. They want, I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy myself. Like, I want to do this. I want to have a dance. I want to have a drink. But then you take it to the extreme, and there's sort of every so often, or you get to the point where, right, so Monday we're going to go here, Tuesday we're going to go here, Saturday we're here, Friday, like, and it becomes a spiral, and all of a sudden you find yourself completely lost. And you do lose yourself in that respect, because ultimately that's not who you're going to end up being. You will find a time where you pull yourself out of that, and then you think, right, who actually am I? So you get into that kind of rhythm of, right, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I'm going to be. But then it's like, right, that door's now closed.
Yeah.
Where are you moving on to next? And people do, especially gay men, get caught up in that culture of being out till 5 a.m., having every drink under the sun, and then getting the takeaway and then getting up and doing it all the next day. But you've got to think about, where's that actually gotten you? Yes, you might have had a few laughs on a night out, but where's that gotten you in terms of your life and your progress? Because that's now going to affect you for the next few days. So are you going to put in the best work you can, whether you're at school or in your job? And you're going to delay that progress even further, because it has a full ripple effect. And I don't think people fully understand the impact that something like that can have.
Like, even having drink and drugs in your system after a Saturday night, you might be hungover all day Sunday.
Yeah.
But like, how is that fucked up? Like, the beginning of your week, how productive are you in your job? How proactive are you day to day? Like, have you prepped your food? Can you go to the gym? Then suddenly Tuesday or Wednesday, and then the attitude comes in. Then, oh fuck it, it's grand. And it's another weekend, and it's another blowout. And I've had calls with lads, right? And yeah, we chat on Instagram, or they've had their initial calls. Every week, they're out, they're eating, they're takeaway, their food, their friends. Let's go out with all the girlos. Yeah, grand, look, have a great time. But like, you say on a call you want change. You say on a call, oh yeah, I want to get stuck in. You say on the call you have time. But when it comes down to that last final second, nah, I don't want to sign up. And then suddenly I still see your stories. It's 6 months, it's 12 months. You look just as rough later on by not making that decision on the call on the get-go. And two things probably happen after a call when you say no. You either spend that money you were going to invest in yourself on absolute fucking shite, or the money's still in your back pocket in 6 months' time. You've just wasted a shitload of time. You're still holding fat. Your skin has probably gone to shit. You're stressed your eyeballs. Your life is crap. And you're probably feeling really, really sorry for yourself. And this might sound harsh, but like, ultimately, like, that's the truth of not showing up or doing something that you enjoy. And it doesn't have to be the gym. You can go for a hike, you can go for a cycle, you can go for a sea swim, you can go for a sauna. But I think people get so caught up in drink, going out. It's a Friday. It's a certain time of the weekend. We have to go off the fucking rails. Do you not think so?
I do think that. And I think when it comes to, like, say, when we do talk to sort of potential clients and you kind of go through that end process and they're sort of going, oh, I'll think about it. Or no, I don't think it's for me. And you think, why? Something's brought you here in the first place. You know you need to change, but that money, for example, has got more value to you right now than your health has to you in 5-10 years' time.
That's such an important factor. Because I think people forget that it's not just a fitness journey, like, it's a health and fitness journey. So if you're really fat, right, and I'm going to use the word fat, I don't give two shits. Yeah. If you're really fat and you hold a lot of weight, right, you've made the choice and habits to get you to that place in the first place. So how much time do you think it's going to take to also get that off, right? It's going to take time. If you're really, really, really lean, right, think about it. How are you going to be feeling or looking in 10 or 15 years' time? What happens as you age if you're a lean person? Your body naturally decreases mass. It starts chipping away. You become less mobile, become less flexible. Getting in and out of a car is really difficult. Open a cupboard door, a press is going to be really, really shit. It's the same on the opposite end: high cholesterol, heart disease, pre-diabetic, diabetes. Like, what do you want to choose? Have a really good time in life, which you can, and still progress. I think you can. Do you think you can? You can. You can.
Everything is about balance. Yeah. It's all about moderation. So you don't have to give up having a drink. You don't have to give up having that takeaway. You don't have to give up going out with friends and enjoying yourself. But you've got to learn that has to be sort of once in a while. Yeah. You build that into your life. Because, you don't need to have chicken, rice, broccoli every single day. And that's not what it's always about. But if you do have things that you enjoy, then go and do it. Go and do them and enjoy yourself. And then you get straight back on it. And then you can feel good. And then the next time that comes around, you can do it again. And you know you're still making progress because you're not doing it every single day or every single week. And you're making sure that in between those times, you're moving, you're getting steps in, you're going to the gym, you're going for that run, you're going for that swim, and you're just making yourself better. You're improving yourself. Feel good, look good, feel good. That's my motto.
Do you think, is this a pun? Is this not a pun? I don't know. Do you think gays are like fairies? If I make sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you think gays are soft?
In what aspect?
Maybe decision making, maybe commitment. Maybe an element of drive.
I definitely think that there is that because, again, like I've sort of said earlier, it's around, they already think, they've self-sabotaged themselves, so they already think they can't do it. So they're like, oh, I'm not going to invest in myself right now, because they always think, oh, let me get to a certain place. Let me wait for this perfect time. The perfect time never comes. Tomorrow never comes.
Yeah.
Because you've got people that say, oh, wait until after summer.
Yeah.
Then it starts getting cold. Oh,
Yeah.
wait until after the new year.
Yeah.
New Year's resolution, which is a bag of balls in my opinion. Then, oh wait, I'll wait till it gets warmer. Then all of a sudden a whole year's gone by and you've done nothing. And then they think, oh, I'll wait until this occasion's over. I'll wait till this is done at work. I'll wait till this wedding's been. I'll wait until this occasion's gone. Why? Why wait? Just do it and factor that into it. You can balance yourself, but people are already thinking, oh, I don't want to have to limit myself before this. Or I'm going to be too stressed to be able to do it. Switch on and take responsibility for yourself. You're an adult at the end of the day.
100%.
Yeah.
I proposed on Instagram a while back. I think like in the first couple of minutes of the post, it was like, oh, gays are soft. And like a lad commented on, a couple of people commented on, like, how dare you say that, right? And I just think this day and age, whether you're gay, straight, black, white, upside down, inside out, a Teletubby, I don't care. Everybody is just scared now. It's like you can't say anything anymore without offending someone. And the way I live my life is, right, whether people like me, hate me, or in between, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I'm going to say what I want and I'm going to do what I want. I think that's what's helped me strengthen my mindset. I think that's what's helped me strengthen my life, because I actually don't care. I don't care what you think of me, what the next person thinks of me, because at the end of the day, like, I'm going to be dead in the morning anyway. So whether you like it, whether you don't like it, I actually couldn't give a bollocks.
Well, that's it. I think, to me, like they're saying, opinions are like arseholes.
Yeah.
Everyone's got one and they're not all pretty.
Yeah.
And the fact of like, there's always going to be someone on either side of an argument. So someone's going to agree with what you're saying. Someone's going to disagree with what you're saying. You can't please everybody. Trying to please everybody and being a people pleaser is going to get you nowhere.
Yeah.
So to me, if you don't like what I'm saying, that's your problem. That's not my problem. These are my beliefs. This is my opinion. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the fact of, oh, you can't say that. You can't do that. How dare you say that? Well, that's what I want to say. That's me. That's my opinion. I'm not asking you to be here, but this is what I think the issue is.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of that with gay men, because you think, oh, you need to kind of tiptoe around certain subjects. And you often ask a lot of clients sort of thing, how do you like to be coached? Do you like the kind of more direct approach? Do you like something that's a little bit more kind of reserved and sort of more soft? And that you'll see a lot of the time, people that we work with are like, no,
Give me it. Go
directly.
for it, like, yeah.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
And the reason why people don't progress, and you do find that a lot of these people are soft, is because they're not willing to take accountability for where they've got themselves. You got yourself there, no one else. And now you're too much of a coward to face what you've actually done. Like, you need to have a long, hard look at yourself, because the only person that's got you to where you are today is yourself. No one else has done it for you, and no one else is going to change it for you either. So if you're not willing to put the work and time and effort in, you're going to stay exactly where you are.
Do you think people are afraid to hear the truth because it actually shows their insecurities?
Yeah, people don't want to hear it. People don't like the truth because it puts it into perspective.
100%.
It creates
Like a
it.
spotlight on you.
It makes it reality.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you bring forward someone's biggest insecurities or someone's sort of biggest fears, it takes over their whole life, because they're thinking they see that too. And they kind of go inwards and sort of implode in themselves, because they think, oh, no, this is wrong. And it's like, it's not wrong. It's just a fact. This is what it is. Right. This is it. This is how to change it. This is what I need to do. And then you run with it. So rather than doing that, you'll find people just run away. rather than moving towards the goal that they're trying to set themselves. And I think that's what a lot of the issues are, especially around gay men, because you want to put an image out there that everything's fine and that there's not a problem, because there's already so many issues surrounding gay culture. But as soon as someone sheds light on that problem, it scares them. And I think that's a really big issue that not a lot of people really touch on. And I think as well that it's hard. I think it is hard to kind of face reality, because it's easier just to kind of look the other way. And it's like, by looking the other way is where you've got to now. And that's why people don't like the truth, because it makes them see them for who they are.
A huge thing I live by is just be honest. Like, why not just be honest? Just say what you need to say. I had a client today, he said something about like running away, and he messaged me and he was like, hey Paul, I know I have 2 months left, but I'm going to finish up now. That's kind of big message. I was like, okay, cool. Look, just let me read the message. Went through the message. He was like, yeah, you just seem to be saying the same thing to me every single week, right? 100%. I lost like a load of weight, looked really, really well, but wanted to like tone up, right? Want to get more defined, want to put on a bit of size, but he was still holding a lot of fat. And I'm never going to level you up until I get you doing the basics and the foundations first, consistently. And he wasn't doing it. And then check-ins were kind of delayed, and he wasn't reaching back out to my WhatsApp messages. I was like, how can I take you to a fucking next step if you're not doing the basics for me? So what did he do? He ran away. 2 months of coaching left. He had a great body, great progression. Because I was asking the basics being done repeatedly, the easiest thing to do was just say, you know what, fuck off. This is done with coaching. I've been paid for anyway. So I lost money, I lost time, I lost progress on my physique. And he just ran away. Because I said the truth.
But to me, it's all about that mindset, because if I'm thinking, Paul's saying the same thing to me every single week,
Something's wrong somewhere.
Something's wrong somewhere. What am I not taking in?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I need to fix that. So when I fix that, we'll then move on to something else. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. They're thinking, oh, I want to be able to do this. You want to be able to run before you can walk. And it's not like that. You've got so many different stages in which you need to progress through, because you're not going to be leveled up. You're not going to be able to tone if you're still holding on to fat. It's as simple as that. And until we can get you there, you're the one that's got to put in the work at the end of the day. You're the one that's got to show up for yourself and go and do it. Like I said, no one's doing it for you. And for you to have to repeat yourself, it's like, what is not sinking in? Are you saying the same thing to me? Yes, because you're not listening. And that's where people fall apart, because they're thinking, oh, I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But the reason you're not getting anywhere is because you're not listening to the advice that is being given to you. And I think that's a whole problem, because they're not willing to accept where they're failing. And they just think, oh, I can get to the next step
by myself. But you came here in the first place for help, and you're not willing to take the help. So you're going to take the fucking next step.
And I think that's it, because you're all here for a reason. You can't do it by yourself. That's why you're with a coach. Because we will help you get there. We will hold you accountable, and we will put those steps in place. We've not pulled these phases out of thin air. We've not made up these workouts from nothing. It is all there. It is all structured to you and your lifestyle. So if you don't want to follow it, if you've decided to disengage, that's where your progress is now halting. Like, no wonder you're not getting anywhere. No wonder your weight's going back up. No wonder your definition's not getting anywhere. Because a lot of the time you'll see it as well. People will go to the gym saying, I'm going to the gym, I'm lifting all these weights, I'm doing all these exercises. But are you actually lifting? Are you actually putting your muscles under stress, under tension? And this is why we always say, make sure to send us training videos, set your camera up and show us what you are doing. Because a lot of the time you'll then see you've got so much more room for extra weight. Your form's all wrong. You need to be doing it like this. This is where you're going to get the maximum engagement. And that's where that personalized approach really comes from. Because, and as well, you'll see a lot of people in the gym, they don't know what to do. They get lost. So they just kind of make it up as they go along, throw weights around.
So you get lost.
And you're not going to be able to make progress. And it's like, they'll come to us like, oh, Paul, oh, Adam, I'm in the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I'm doing all these exercises. I'm doing my cardio. I'm doing my steps. I'm eating the right food, but I'm not getting anywhere. And it's like, well, first of all, what food are you actually eating? Where are you tracking it? Are you being as honest with yourself as you need to be? Because I think a lot of the time when you have like secret eaters as well, because they won't think, oh, this counts. They don't think about all the things that they're putting into their body as well.
Can you tell when someone's lying to you on a check-in?
Yes, of course you can tell, because you're thinking, right, so you've done all of these things, and I don't think you can tell straight away, but I think after a few weeks,
you can see a trend.
You can see a trend of, so you're telling me you've stuck to this plan, this whole last 4 weeks, for example, you've stuck to this and nothing has changed. You're not feeling that your energy levels has changed. You're not feeling that your weight has changed, or the scales aren't showing that your weight has changed. Your measurements haven't changed. Your lifts haven't progressed, but you're doing all of this stuff. Something doesn't add up.
I call it bullshit.
Yeah. Because I don't think you can't sit there and say, I'm doing it all and then not get results, because it is proven to work. We've all done it. You've done it, which is why you're sat here today. I've done it. That's why I've sat here today. We've got clients out there all over the world that have done it. And it just goes to show that the more honest you are with yourself, the better you progress. But it's about sort of like, just come to us and say, I'm really struggling. Like, I find it really hard not to eat certain types of food. I'm finding it really hard to go to the gym and do certain exercises. Help me. But rather, they dig their head in the sand, say, yeah, I'm doing it all. This is everything, but I'm not getting anywhere. And it's like, well, no, that's not a reflection on the coaching. That's a reflection on you, like, not adapting to what is needing to be done. So when you do find those types of people, like, no wonder you're feeling, oh, you're saying same thing to me all the time. I'm just gonna go. Like, well, what have you expected? You've not put the work in. That's why you're not there.
So I know we coach gay men, right?
Yeah.
And this is interesting. I love being gay. Sorry, ma'am, if you're watching this, look, it is what it is. I'll bless myself on Saturday when I go to mass.
Oh, my mum doesn't know.
Oh, sorry. What's your mum's name again?
Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Shout out to Linda.
Shout out to Linda and Kevin. Thanks for doing that favour for us, Kevin. Not that it's gone out of control, right? Do you think this whole... I'm going to be killed for this. But anyway, here we are. Do you think this whole LGBT, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I want to be afraid, I want to be a cat, bullshit, bollocks, is relevant? What's your thoughts on it? What's your no thoughts on it? Honestly now, right? Honest, from the bottom of your heart, honestly.
In terms of sort of culturally or in the fitness space?
You just, no, not in fitness, culturally, community, who you want to be, different pronouns, trans, he, she, I am, whatever.
So for me, in my personal opinion, so for me, I'm all about you do what you want to do, be what you want to be. But it is not for you to then dictate to me how I then perceive that and how I then want to move forward with that information. And just like I would never expect anybody to be the same with me. Now, I would never be rude or derogatory to somebody, because that's not what it's about. But to me, I think we're getting to the point now where it gets a little bit out of control. And where then do you find those boundaries and those limits? Because it then becomes very stressful when you're trying to like navigate these situations. And like we were saying before, you can't say something without offending somebody. And it's in that sort of space where you find that a lot. And I do find it quite difficult to navigate that. Like, do what you want to do, but I'm going to do me. And if my thoughts and feelings don't align with yours, then leave me to it and I'll leave you to it. And that's kind of what I take from that. But yeah, what about you?
I don't know. What I do know, I just feel like there's too many arms and legs. There's too many arms and legs being added on unnecessarily, right? Again, my opinion, it's like you can do what you want, you can be who you want. And I saw something on TikTok like last week. I think they were talking to some black male or female. And I was like, can I identify as black? Well, no, you're not, because you're not black. So that means I've male genitalia, but I want to identify as a woman. Is it not kind of same? It's like you can choose what you want based upon a feeling. And I get you want to feel this way or you want to feel that way, but personally, I think if you're born with certain parts, that's what or if the way it should be, I think.
Yeah. Well, if we're kind of like branching onto this subject, it all comes down to sort of like biology.
Yeah.
And if you think medically, you do have to differentiate. And there has to be sort of clear boundaries around male and female because there are different treatments for different things. You have different symptoms and different causes for things within men and women. So again, it's about if you don't allow us in that way, then again, it could have repercussions further down the line. And like I say, you've now got, what is it, like 174 genders?
Is there 174 genders?
I've pulled that out of my ass, but I just think you can now...
I know people will be watching this now and be like, you're so ill-educated on this.
Yeah.
I stick to my own lane. And that's what I want to stick to. Simple as. I don't care about your lane. I don't care about your lane. I stick to my lane.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it. Oh, what if you had a child and they wanted to be whatever? Well, I don't. And I will deal with that situation when that situation comes.
Yeah. But this is the thing. It's not to say that what we're thinking and feeling now won't change.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
This is just where our thoughts and feelings are at this moment. Like, and I don't think it's not that we're not open to understanding more and getting a little bit more of an education if that's what people think is needed. But I'm intelligent enough to know where I stand on certain things. And to me...
Sorry, there's a fly on my leg.
I think... wants to be involved and has something to say. But I think to me, it all gets a little bit kind of blurred lines. And then you just don't know where you stand. And for me, I need to understand what's going on. I don't like uncertainty. I can't deal with the unknown. So to me, I just get very confused around, oh, should I say this? And it just gives you anxiety because you're like, oh, can I say this? Can I not say this? Can you do that? And I just think I just need to live my life. Let me live my life. I will never do anything intentionally to hurt or offend anybody.
Same. It's not.
But if something does, then do you know what? Let's talk about
100%.
it.
Have the two-way conversation.
Let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
I'll have my point of view. You'll have your point of view. And that's fine.
But I think it's important to have that healthy backwards and forwards
is.
rather than throwing something down someone's throat.
But that's what makes something more interesting. It is about playing devil's advocate sometimes. And it's about having those two sides. Because if everyone agreed, I do think life might be a little bit boring. So I think you do have to have both sides to a story. And yeah, we can agree to disagree. That's absolutely fine. It's just the same with how some people view gay people.
Yeah.
Some people agree with it. Some people don't agree with it. That's your problem. I can't make you change your mind. That's up to you. So I'll do me, you do you. Simple as.
Have you ever been called a faggot?
Oh,
faggot,
yes.
Adam, a faggot.
Yes.
Talk to me. When, who, when, why?
So I think a lot of it you get at school.
Yeah.
You get a lot of it at school because sort of the lads think it's funny.
Because
And
boys.
they think, lads.
Yeah.
And they'll just say it in passing and they'll just think it's funny. They'll think they're hard for saying it. And I've never had it in sort of like my adult life.
Yeah.
So again, whether I class myself as fortunate for that, I don't know. I do think a lot of people still do get that sort of day in, day out. I've always been quite fortunate that I've not been called out too much. Some people will say the odd thing, but I think because I'm quite a big guy, so people won't
I wouldn't want to mess
fight.
with you. You throw a dig.
Yeah. So, but people have said things like that in the past. And to me, the word faggot I don't care about it. I don't care about it enough. And the only way you're offended by it is if you've let it offend you. And that is up to you to make that decision. So if you want to call me a faggot, if that's the most informative or imaginative thing that you've got to say, then good luck, God bless. You go live your best life. If my life is so interesting to you that you feel the need to say that, or you feel the need to do that, then I'm sorry, you haven't got much going on.
It's funny because like when I was in school, I can't remember if people used that word, but like, I used to be really like shy in school, and I left school, and like all the lads play like GAA and hurling. Like they can't remember too much, so I want to say stuff incorrectly from school, but they basically grown up now after say a time of bullying, and like they look fucking horrendous. And I kind of look at them now being like, fuck, what happened to you in life? Yeah, you were the big macho man back in school. Yeah. There was one guy actually, he lives up the road in Hillview. I hope he's watching this video, cunt. And he used to call me a faggot. I said, oh, there's Paul White, the faggot there. And I remember, I know his name. And if I said something now, and someone cop did know who it is, yeah, actually, a relative of his lived down at the end of Minani Street. So that would pinpoint. So I hope he hears it. He used to always cut across the road, towards the best in front of all the boys playing hurling. Do you know what hurling is?
No idea, but go on.
That's the conversation for another day. And what a blah is. You'll have a blah soon. But
buzzing for that.
I used to look at him then later in life being like, you look fucking miserable. You look terrible. And it's like, I obviously have trumped better here after years than you. And people can just be like dickheads when it comes to gay people.
Well, that's it. And like I say, I look at those people from school, and the amount of people that are now in prison. Yeah, great to see.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'm like, your life, you lived your heyday in high school.
Yeah. Where's your heyday now?
I'll live mine now because you're in prison, probably getting bummed by somebody else. So
they probably loved it.
Who's the faggot now?
Where's the soap now? I mean, drop it. You know. So I suppose like with like pride, right? Specifically, I think there's still a need for pride. Do you think there's still a need for pride?
I do think there is a need for pride. I do think the kind of message of pride has kind of skew-whiffed
that's fair.
over the years.
I agree.
Because I think a lot of people don't understand kind of where it's come from. And I'm not going to go on a history lesson about it because that's not what we're here for. But a lot of the time people just see it as a huge party and just kind of getting out there, getting pissed on the drink, on the drugs, on all the food, and just having a great time. And I do think it's important to get out there and celebrate who you are and just enjoy that time. And then you, on the other hand, you kind of think, well, by doing that, we're then making it more obvious for people to target us. So I think there are sort of two aspects to it. And then you'll have other people going, where's straight pride? Yeah. Where's all this?
But
should
there be a straight pride?
If you want one, organise one.
Yeah, off you go across the bridge. I'll still go. Yeah, I'll give you a flag.
Yeah, nice black and white one.
Fucking off, like, do you know what I mean? But you see, like, so many hate comments now. Like, Dublin Pride was last week. There's so much, like, hate on it. I couldn't think of anything worse than going to Pride for 3 days. I couldn't think of the time lost and the effort that I could have losing throughout my week for going just wasting, like, that time.
No.
That doesn't mean there's no need for it. Like, grand, go off and have a great time. I just couldn't be fucked with it.
Yeah, I'll go for a couple of hours, but that's the most you're getting out of me.
Yeah.
Because I think now it's got to an extent where it's just become a huge party and it's not kind of facilitating what it was there for. But like I said, I do think there's a need for it. I do think it is fun. It is celebrating who you are. And a lot of people don't get to do that. A lot of people do find their own sort of friends and chosen family in those experiences. And they are out, they are having a great time and because a lot of the time people might be trapped inside. That might be the one day a year where they can go out and be who they want to be and crack on and go and do that.
So if we bring it back into fitness, right? Since you started your journey and now, like you're going to Dubai next week, you have loads of clients on the books. Like, what would you say to someone watching this who maybe is a gay man, maybe in the closet, maybe don't know next steps, maybe a little bit older, maybe lost themselves in life? Like, what kind of advice would you give someone?
I think this is a hard question because I think there's a lot of kind of different motivational factors within this. But to me, give yourself the chance. Give yourself the chance to succeed. Don't write yourself off before you've even given it a go. And I think that's what a lot of people, especially gay men, do. comparison is the thief of joy. And that's what me and my friends always say, because as soon as you think, oh, I'm never going to look like that, I'm never going to be able to do that, you've given up. So for those gay men that are feeling a little bit lost, I would just say, give it a go. Like, you don't know what you're capable of. You've not been down this road before. So have some self-belief, have a little bit of confidence, because, and if you do have those people that are in the back of your mind, like whether that's friends or family or co-workers or a partner, whoever, who are saying that you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, then this is the point that you bin them off.
100%.
Because they're only holding you back. If you want to do it, you want to give yourself the chance, then just call me Nike. Just do it.
But do you think people don't back themselves enough? Or do you think people's standards are like below par?
I don't necessarily think people's standards are below par.
Yeah.
I think people have standards that are too high. And they're thinking that it's unattainable and it's unachievable. And I think when you want to do it, set realistic expectations. Just think, right, if I can get to the gym once this week, smashed it.
To raise the bar step by step by step.
Because a lot of the time you'll find people are starting up here and they're thinking, right, I need to be the most shredded and fittest person that you've ever seen, and that's going to solve all my problems. No, it doesn't. Your same problems still exist, you just look better. And with all that being said, that you have to give yourself time. There is no quick fix. If you think you can come to a coach and turn your life around in 3 months or 6 months, yes, there will be a huge element of that and you will be able to achieve so much. But you've done that through stages and you then want to think, right, what's next? Give yourself the drive, give yourself the passion to be able to do it. And because there's so much that can be achieved in short spaces of time, but to really learn and let it sink in, you've got to let yourself have the time. Be kind to yourself because it might not always work. You might think in 3 months, oh, I'm getting nowhere. Right, what's going on? Let's fix it. Let's change things about. Or in 3 months' time, you might be like, I am so far beyond where I thought I was going to be. So, and it's like, right, what's next? What can I do next? What can I achieve? So again, I don't necessarily think people set the bar too low. I think people don't actually set it to where it needs to be, and they're shooting. The shootings, yeah. The shootings.
And do you think like that you've like achieved so much on your journey that not just people, but say possible future partners, or while you may be using dating apps, people look at you differently now as opposed to Adam back then?
Yes.
So give me examples. Why? Like,
so
who do you talk to? What they be saying?
Yeah, so you'll see it on sort of like dating apps that you'll put sort of like better pictures up there, or I'll put like photo shoot pictures on there, or like
unreal
pictures from when I've been out and I'm like looking and feeling good after sort of being on this journey. And the influx of messages that you get compared to before, when I was fat, when I was out of shape, when I was unhappy, and the message that you get now, people just message me saying, oh, I know you'd never go with me, but I just wanted to say that you're fit.
But do you think you would have been that person beforehand?
Well, I would have said that to somebody.
Not that you saying them, but might be in a thought process in your head.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah. I would look at people. But
it's not that case now.
No.
You're like, look at me, bitch.
I'm like, yeah, if I want to shoot my shot, I'll shoot my shot.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they want, and I always just think, shoot your shot, you never know.
But how does that make you feel? Right, Grandin might not go anywhere, but surely you feel like, oh, do you know, someone's kind of looking at me.
Yeah, and it makes you feel good because we want to feel good.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason that you get into this. You want to feel good. You want to look good. Yes, is it the be all and end all? No, not at all. And it's not like that for everybody. But I think when you are in that kind of dating app and dating world, that it is nice that you do get some of that attention and people just think, like, people message you thinking you are unachievable.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on a minute. If you saw me...
What I used to look like?
What I used to look like, no way would you message me now.
Yeah.
And again, you attract different types of people. And you see that your confidence attracts confidence, and people are a lot more kind of forthcoming with that as well, because they look at you and think, right, he's got motivation, he's got discipline, he's got drive, he's got ambition.
But do you think those traits are what do you think is more attractive? Those kind of traits are someone that's really good looking. So say confidence or someone that's really good looking. What's kind of your type of attractiveness on that?
Well, I think ultimately it's both. Like you've got to be attracted to the person that you're dating.
Yeah.
So as many people will go, oh, it's all about the personality. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me that. It's all about because I definitely think you can become more attracted to somebody through their personality. Don't get me wrong. I think confidence, a sense of humor, like spontaneity, all those different types of things can really make someone attractive and make them more attractive. But you've got to have that physical attraction to them, because that's why that's the initial spark that you have with someone, especially when you look at dating apps. You're judging someone on what
you see,
1 to 4 photos.
Yeah.
If that, or a couple of quick things that they've said. You don't know that person, but you're thinking, oh, they look like someone that I want to get to know. They look like that type of person, because they're looking at you saying, oh, they take care of themselves, so they must be this type of way. Not always true, but they're the people that you want to kind of get to know, because you're looking at someone that you think, right, they take care of themselves. They've got values. Not to say that unhealthy people, not good looking people don't have values, but they've got the drive, they've got ambition, they're dedicated, they've got discipline.
So you think people that have kind of a good physique, it shows their get up and go in life because of the drive, because of the discipline, because of going to the gym. It tells a lot, I think.
It's the one thing you can't fake.
Yeah. Because you're actually showing up and investing in yourself.
You can't fake a physique. Yeah. You can make it look like you've got a great life. You can make it look like you've got money. You can make it look like you've got fancy cars. You can make it look like you go on holidays all the time.
Yeah.
But all of that can be gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Because even if you do have it, it can still be gone. But when you're working on yourself and you're doing this for yourself and you're building your physique and you're building your health is wealth. And as cheesy as that sounds, but it's one of those things where it's the one thing that you can't lie about. So I could see someone on a dating app, for example, and they're saying, I've got this many cars, I've got a boat, I've got this house, I've got this type of job. Right, well, that's great, but then who are you as a person? What does that show me about you? And how do I know that's even true? Whereas if someone looks after themselves, you can already tell that they've got a particular type of mindset.
And would you be more attracted to someone that does look after themselves through their clothes or how they look or how they groom, as opposed to somebody else that doesn't do those things?
Yeah. And I think it would be silly to say otherwise.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you'll find the same type of people in that respect will attract the same type of people. And what you're looking for, you've got to hold yourself to a certain standard to be able to get a certain standard. Because people who are sort of like not looking after themselves or they've let themselves go, you'll find that they'll end up with people that also don't look after themselves and let themselves go. Yes, they might have a great personality because they've had to develop one. But you've then got to look at the fact of, at the end of the day, we're all shallow. So we do look at looks first. And that is the first thing you notice about a person. You don't always know how intelligent they are. You don't always know how funny they are. You don't always know how driven they are. So you've got to be able to have that. So I would 100% be more attracted to somebody that looks good than someone that doesn't. But again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So someone I might find attractive, you might not, and vice versa. And that's fine. But as long as I'm interested, that's all that matters. As long as I find them attractive, that's what matters.
One thing I want to touch base on that we didn't touch base on, and you've only recently finished up this phase. And a lot of lads and clients, when we talk about this, they get so frightened, right? Surplus calories. So again, going back to the gym, yes, we're used to dieting. Most people can diet like easy peasy. But when you actually want to build your body and you want to like grow and develop, etc., like Why are people so scared to eat more food?
Because they think they're going to get fat. And I think that's where it comes from. Because you've worked so hard to get the weight off.
Yeah.
You've worked so hard to get that scale number down. And you then think you're taking a giant step backwards by going into a surplus. And again, this is where the education comes in. Because how are you expecting to push yourself in the gym or within your training when you're not fueling your body correctly? And that was something that I found difficult as well, going into sort of a build and surplus calories, because I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to put all this weight back on and I'm going to get stuck.
It's inevitable that like your body fat levels are going to increase. And it's just something you're going to have to get over, whether you like it or not. But I think a lot of people can take their piss like in the building phase, like, oh, my calories are a little bit extra. Oh, sure, I'll have a chip and battered sausage. I can't even say sausage. I'll have a chip and battered sausage. I'll have a pizza. I'll do what I want. Then a couple of weeks, they're like, oh, like my love handles are really like they're showing, or like, you know, my belly is kind of getting a little bit more pudgy. Yeah, that's just getting sloppy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, did you follow the steps we also set you? Did you follow the cardio we also set you? Are you following the surplus calories that we set you? Exactly, because everything is there for a reason. And this also goes into my next point. I think like mindset is huge, but trusting the process. I see this trusting the process shit, right? Yes, it's a part of the process, but I think a lot of people throw it around really, really like, oh, just trust the process, trust the process.
Very
trust
flippant.
Very flippant. Trust the process, trust the process. Fuck trust the process. Just do the work, be consistent, right? Build the momentum. But anyway, going back to my point, I think mindset is massive. So strengthening your mindset comes from doing the work consistently over time. Structure, routine, prep, showing up and doing it regardless of how you feel. Do you think that weak mindset some people may have holds them back from progression, not only in the gym, but progression in life, career, getting the partner they want, when maybe their mind is a bit weaker than maybe what they'd like it to be?
Yeah, I definitely think it does, because it's all about the drive. Some people can just flip a switch in their brain and they can go from one extreme to the other. I know people like this, and they can just laser focus on what they need to do. Other people, like me, it takes a little bit more of getting used to.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people then tend to drift.
Yeah.
And like you say, people get sloppy. So I do think that, I was trying to think, I think people do get really stuck, and they kind of get into a moment where they just freeze in this process because they don't know what to expect because they've not done it before. And when you kind of think, yeah, trust the process, this is what you've got to do, well, do it. And again, like we said, like, we're not making things up. It's all here for a reason. It's proven. It's rinse and repeat. This is what you have to do to get to where you want to be. And I think we put a mental block on that a lot of the time, because you think there's only one way to succeed, but there's so many different facets to it. And I think, again, with the education, people don't fully understand that. And that's something that I've really learned on my journey around all the different elements that impacts to look a certain way and be a certain type of person. And that's something that's really changed my sort of mental attitude into this game.
We're going to finish up in the next couple of minutes. So number one, thank you for being an amazing client. Thank you for being on my first ever podcast. Thank you for being my head coach on the team. But I want to leave with this. I want people to listen to this. Like, why do we coach gay men? Why do you think we're good gay coaches? Why do you think we get the results that we get?
I think a lot of it is because we have the lived experience.
Yeah.
We know what it's like. We know what it's like to grow up gay. We know what it's like to be overweight. Not to say that every client we have.
I'm not gay.
Oh, is that not out?
No, don't tell
Not
you.
public. Oh.
Yeah, cut that part.
Edit.
Yeah.
And again, like, what we have and what we can do is achievable. It is attainable. And I always think, like, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. And I think that's why we do relate a lot to, specifically to gay men, because they see a lot of themselves in what we represent.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I used to be out all the time and do that. My weight used to go up and down all the time. I've had all these events happen. I've had tragedy. I've had sadness. I've had depression. And we're relatable. And I think that's what really kind of attracts our clients to us, because we're not selling something that we don't believe in. We're not selling something that we haven't proven that works. And again, we know how to navigate these types of lives. Like, a lot of people are coming to us, a lot of gay men are coming to us with gym anxiety. I had that at the beginning. I'm sure you had that at the beginning. And there's so many similarities between us and all the gay men that we coach currently, and all the gay men that will continue to sort of come to us, because they're seeing themselves in what we represent, in what we do. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we are successful in what it is that we do with gay men, because not everyone's out there giving that same experience, giving that same education, that same accountability, and that same sort of achievability as well, and attainability to, we've turned our lives around, and so can you.
I think what a lot of people forget is, well, they don't forget because they don't know, but they're kind of expecting just to get like a training program and calories. That's what they expect. Like, what we do is way more than that.
Yeah.
From like the accountability. Yes, the training and calories are part of it, but from our calls, our meetups, our education, our resources, like, you've access to us all the time on WhatsApp. And I always say to someone on a call, I said this to you too, pester me. I would rather for the first 6 to 8 weeks, you send me 3 to 4 WhatsApp messages a day, understanding the process, than feeling like you're left alone. Because you shouldn't be left alone on a journey. You go to a coach to feel like you have accountability. You have a systemized process. You have someone there for you all the time. So don't take that pressure of the program on by yourself. But I also think from the get-go, the onboarding process should be so like sleek, should be so top-notch. Because if we're not explaining the process from the get-go, will the client feel lost after 7 to 10 days? Absolutely.
Well, I think that's part of it, because we'll always sort of say to clients, like, if you're invested, I'm invested. So if you're sending me 3 to 4 messages a day, I'll send you 3 or 4 messages back.
Yeah.
You engage with me, I'll engage with you. You're telling me there's a problem, I'll help fix the problem. Like, be open, be transparent, communicate. And that's something that we're so keen on with what we offer. And like you say, we have one-on-one chats, we have group chats, we have meetups, we'll do lots of different events, and we'll bring everyone together to really sort of demonstrate all the different types of people that we coach, and allowing other people, because we love to share people's wins. We love to see how other people are progressing, because it's not always just about what me and you say, what me and you do. It's about the client's sort of own personal experiences and how that inspires other people. Because we'll see people post on group chats saying, "Oh, I've not had a great week this week." And then you'll have 4 or 5 of the lads jumping in saying, "Oh, neither have I. Oh, but it's fine. Like, you've got this." Like, like the morale boosting, and it'll give you a kick of confidence, and thinking, "Oh, do you know what? They've not had a good week either. Like, it's fine. It's normal."
But it is normal. It is normal.
It's 100% normal. And I think that's where we kind of really shine with our clients, because we are a community. We build a community with everybody. Nobody's left on the wayside. The only time that we're not giving 100% is when you're not giving 100%. But even then, we probably still will. Because we wanted to get the most out of people. We're here to help you succeed. We're not here to take your money and run away. We're here to give you what you've paid for, what you've asked for. We want to develop you into the best person, the best version of yourself. And that's something that I think that we shine at. I really do.
Go team.
Go team.
We're going to do some quick fire questions. Before we go. I'll go and then you go.
Okay.
Right? So hold on, I just fix myself, because Jesus Christ, I've been sitting here since the Titanic went down. Right, quick fire questions. Really short and sweet now, right?
Okay.
Gym or diet?
Diet.
Why?
Because you can't out-train a bad diet.
Okay.
And I think what you've got to do, especially with, like, we see with the clients that we have as well, you can't run before you can walk. And you need to be able to set your boundaries, get your calories under control, get that first initial win in, get some weight loss in, get to the gym, and then get moving. So to me, diet.
Okay.
Discipline or motivation?
Discipline all the way.
Why?
You're not going to wake up every single morning and have a fucking oomph in your stomach to go to the gym and train. Your brain has to tell you, I have to do this today. Just like you said earlier, your brain has to tell you, I go to work. Because your brain doesn't tell you to go to work. You don't get paid. You can't pay your rent. You can't pay your mortgage. End of.
Simple.
Cardio or weights?
Weights. Definitely weights, because cardio, yes, that is to support your cardiovascular fitness, which is obviously something that you need, but weights is also going to help you lose weight, burn fat, build muscle. It has all the elements that you need. So I think for me, cardio is a supporting role in these questions.
You've asked me a question now, hon.
Oh,
Okay.
biggest fitness myth.
That you need to do cardio to lose fat. You do not need to do cardio to lose fat. And I'm going to say exactly what you just said. Cardio is to build your cardiovascular health. It aids fat loss. So you being in the fucking headspace that I need to be on the Stairmaster 7 days a week, you don't. Yes, be in a calorie deficit, get your maintenance calories, go into a small deficit and progress that over time and use cardio to aid fat loss. But the first priority of cardio is exactly what you said, cardiovascular fitness.
She's not the main character.
Not the main character. We are the main characters. Your favorite exercise?
Leg extensions.
Okay, wait. You can't say leg extension when you've been a dancer all your whole fucking life and your legs are massive. How can you say that? Another one. I want another one.
What, non-leg related?
Yeah.
I would probably then say, what do I enjoy? I like doing cable biceps.
Okay.
Because for me, I like to see my arms grow. That's a big thing for me.
Okay.
So cable biceps.
Okay.
Least favorite exercise.
We'll finish on this one because I fucking hate it. RDL. Enough said. I don't even need to explain.
Yeah.
I just hate it.
In all its shapes and forms. Yeah. Barbells, dumbbells, Smith machine.
Yeah. Adam, thank you for coming to my podcast. Give me a hug.
Thank you for having me.
You legend.